What's the most disturbing thing you've ever seen? I work part-time at this rage room called Smash Zone, Fridays and weekends mostly. It's a spot where people pay to smash plates, TVs, bottles, whatever, just to let off steam. Most of the time it's just tired office workers, bored teenagers, or couples looking for a weird date night. Pretty chill, honestly. But 3 weeks ago, something happened that still messes with my head. This couple came in around 8 p.m. on a Saturday. The guy, Josh, looked super normal. Khakis, polo shirt, early 30s. The girl, Katie, looked nervous but excited, bouncing on her toes like she'd been waiting for this all week. They signed up for our relationship package, which is mostly breakable stuff like dishes, picture frames, some empty wine bottles. Usually couples do it when they're mad at each other, or just for fun. I didn't think much of it. I suited them up with goggles and coveralls, handed them bats and crowbars, then led them to room B. It's one of our bigger rooms, with concrete walls, plastic sheeting, and a pile of junk ready to be destroyed. I turned on some heavy rock over the speakers and went to the control booth where I can watch everything on the cameras, mostly to make sure nobody gets hurt. At first, it was exactly what you'd expect. Laughing, smashing plates. Katie threw a bottle against the wall and Josh cheered like they were at a football game. At one point, he took a selfie with broken glass behind them. I almost looked away. Then Katie picked up this old wedding photo from the pile of frames. She paused and looked at it, then held it up and said something I couldn't hear over the music. Josh's face went pale. He stepped toward her, clearly trying to snatch it out of her hand, but she yanked it away and started yelling. I turned the volume down in the booth. She was saying, "You said you threw all her pictures away. You said you were over her." And Josh, man, he looked like a deer in headlights. He was stammering something like, "I forgot that one. It didn't mean anything." But Katie wasn't buying it. She chucked the photo at his feet and screamed, "What else are you lying about, Josh? What else?" Then Josh whispered, "Please don't do this here. Not in front of the cameras." I froze. Katie turned and looked directly at the booth window, locked eyes with me, and mouthed, "Call the police." I didn't even know what the hell was happening. That definitely wasn't in our training manual. Josh started inching toward the door, but Katie blocked him. Then she pulled out her phone and started filming him. "Tell them about Amy," she said. "Tell them what you did to Amy." Josh's voice cracked. "That was different. That was an accident." Katie laughed, bitter and sharp. "You pushed her down the stairs, Josh. She's in a wheelchair now because of you." I finally grabbed the emergency phone and called 911. My hands were shaking like crazy. Meanwhile, Josh lunged at her, trying to grab her phone. She dodged and smashed a beer bottle right near his head. Glass exploded everywhere and he dropped to his knees crying. "You ruined her life," Katie said. "And you were going to ruin mine too, weren't you? That's why you brought me here. No windows, soundproof walls." Cops arrived 15 minutes later. Katie handed them her phone without saying a word. Turns out Amy, Josh's ex, had found Katie on Facebook and told her everything. Amy was too scared to go to the cops herself, but she gave Katie all the proof she needed. Katie planned the whole thing. She picked the rage room because she knew we had cameras and staff nearby. She wanted Josh to confess where he couldn't backpedal. They arrested him on the spot, right in the middle of broken glass and beer foam. As they led him out in cuffs, he looked back at me through the window and said, "You should delete those security tapes." I didn't say anything, just stared. Later, I gave the detective my full statement. Turns out Josh had a pattern. Multiple women, multiple assaults, just never got caught until now. Amy wasn't the first, not by a long shot. We had to shut down the place for 3 days while police went through the footage. Management installed panic buttons in every room after that. And I've never looked at couples rage night the same way again.